Story time of when I was 6 years old and I wanted to know what it was like to poop outside like a dog. So when I was 6 years old, we had two dogs. We had a Chow Chow German Shepherd mix and a pug. And obviously dogs, they go poop outside on the grass, right? And we go in toilets like humans. We go in toilets. But I was always such a curious kid, right? I was curious about every little thing, and I was like, I wonder what it's like to just go outside and just poop, and I don't know who was home with me at the time, but I got into a lot of things when I was a kid. And when I was a young kid, I was never really checked on. It wasn't until I was older where I was heavily monitored for every little detail. Crazy, right? But as a kid, no, a little kid, I was getting into something great. I literally used to hop my back neighbor's fence when I was 6 years old. Again, it was always when I was 6 years old. I did not know these people. They were grown teenagers and grown adults over there, and I would hop over and go hang out with them at their house. I was 6 years old, and they would tell me not to tell my parents. Anyways, that's another story time if y'all want to hear that. So there was this one day where I had gone outside, and I made sure that none of my neighbors were outside, because I was like, I cannot get caught pooping outside, right? So I was too scared to go straight in the middle of the grass, so I ended up pooping on the concrete next to the grass. And I was like, I can get away with it, they'll think it's one of the dogs that just pooped on the concrete instead of the grass, So I ended up pooping on the concrete, right? And after I was done, I was like, what am I gonna wipe with? What am I supposed to do? There was nothing around me. I didn't bring no freaking toilet paper, right? So I just pulled my pants back up. I left the poopy dookie there, and I just went back inside. And it's I completely forgot that I even did that, right? For the rest of the day. And all of a sudden, one of my parents had gone outside and were like, oh my god, what dog pooped on the sidewalk? On the concrete, and why is it so big? Who did that? I literally ran outside, and I went outside, and I was like, ew, who? That's gross. Why would they do that? They never found out it was me, because I don't think they would ever cross their mind that I would do something like that. But yeah, that's it. That's my story time when I poopy dookied like a dog outside when I was 6 years old. Love you, bye.